Hi guys. All right, I have now the union read and the twin flame read. I just did the Metatron read in a separate read today because it was pretty profound and there was a lot of details in it. So please check that out. For me, that was very significant. So we're going to roll the die in this one and we're going to give you the union read and the twin flame read for today. Today is the 8th. The 8 is the strength card, inner and outer strength, but it's also the manifestation of dreams and the dance between the masculine and feminine. And for the twin flames here, we have Mercury. So a lot of communication energy going on here. We have Pisces, and Vesica Pisces came up, so that's perfect, because this is like the toroidal field as well, the symbol for Pisces, and Vesica Pisces then would be the two circles squeezed together, and that came up in the Metatron read. And then we have the number 8, and that was significant as well, and today's the 8th, so how perfect. And that has to do with Leo energy, or the 8th month perhaps, which also can be Virgo as well, which we do have Mercury here. So they're saying if the mercurial energy is coming up, it's more Virgo than Gemini here, because we have that coming up with the 8. And then we have the Pisces energy here. So let's see, Pisces, Virgo, and Leo. And Pisces and Virgo on the same axis, so that's significant. And the dance between them. And it's also significant because Virgo to Libra is right in the center of the astrological chart. And from my Metatron read, the circular chart's coming up as the diamond, not necessarily the circle. So you have to watch it. There's some very cool information and very pertinent information in that read. All right, so now we're going to go into the union read for today. And also, let me just get my pictures here for you. All right. So the union read here. Okay, this is 4D, 5D, and 6D. The feminine on the left, masculine on the right. This is the SIRIAN Starseed deck. The bridge between them in the center. The incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine. The underlying energies here, with the Death or Portal card, and then here is the Knight of Wands as the final card. And I just pulled a few extra cards after and before, but they're not as pertinent to the read. Okay, and then I'm going to show you two. This is the main read for the table read in front of you, the twin flame read, not just the physical union, but all of the details for twin flames. So this is the main read for the twin flames. And then we have the full read here with 7 decks, which is here. And take a deep breath. All right, so the union read here, I know Mercury's going retrograde soon, if it hasn't already, so I am Virgo, and I tend to get very affected by that. So if I trip over my words, you might know why. Because even when we're getting into the season, it hasn't actually gone retrograde yet, you can still get some of the effects of it. So we have 644, which is the lovers, and the 44 of that 4 of cups, grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, but also can be boredom and apathy. And the 44 can also be the Atlas energy of the weight of the world, but more of a social worker type of energy. So this is for today. The underlying energy is transition, or the death card. The central energy is the 2 of Pentacles, and the closing energy, the Knight of Wands. The transition through the portal after passing downloads to the Divine Feminine's heart in the E Tower. And that was interesting because Elena was coming up. She did a very short new video yesterday that was pretty profound with Thor Han actually speaking in a French accent, actually. So that was kind of cool. But anyway, the E Tower is coming up as, Elena channeling, or however she was communicating with Thor Han yesterday. But again, that was coming up as significant. And then ending pain for bliss through the transition to surrendering to all that is, with the Knight of Wands by candlelight, offering a new life and passion and justice, and through the transition to the abundant mothership with Sensei Master, and remembering that only in death can we truly live. So in order to, when you go through the worst of it, like a near-death experience, it's only then when you truly live, because you truly have that appreciation for what it is, right? So you can't see the light until you can see the dark, because you wouldn't know what light was unless you saw the dark. and the ascension here of the sense connection, which is ascension, a sense connection. Transitions with children perhaps here, and the abundant mother with the weight of the divine masculine on her shoulders, but carrying it easily. Perhaps children or Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer coming up here, so a lot of water coming up there with all the water signs. And perhaps a brother, perhaps. And actually the name Dan was coming up as ascending, or a sensei type of energy, which is the more swords energy of the air signs, but can come up as Virgo as well. The 4D here is the Five of Pentacles, the Karma, and Queen of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine in the Mary Magdalene cave with broken crystals, while the group hangs out below. The Divine Masculine with the Queen of Pentacles clearing her crystals and bridging with Karma in opening the crown. The Lotus expansion and a wake-up call to the higher realms. The 5D is the Luna or Moon, the Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. The Divine Feminine alone at night or with romantic notions, and the Divine Masculine Seven of Wands rising to tango with flame in hand, standing up to the crowd. Bridging by surrendering to all that is, where land meets sea, meets sky, and the whale I am. At 7:12 then is the Chariot and the Hanging Man, seeing the perspectives or wisdom, and the 6D here of the Tower, the Wheel, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Divine Feminine Epiphany and knocking the shadow off the wall. And by the way, the word I couldn't think of the other day was serendipity, so if you know what I'm talking about, that's what I was talking about. The Divine Feminine Epiphany and knocking the shadow off the wall. The Divine Masculine with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, or heaven on earth, or a lot of crystals in the garden of prayer. Bridging in destiny in high vibe atom on 7th Eve, which was yesterday, 7th, sealed in 3 planes of existence, each with its own pearl of wisdom. The snake charmer's got its tail in its mouth, so occupied with self, leaving room at the center point for the collective to enter. It's kind of like that breaking of the seal. The outgoing Divine Masculine with the 3 swords, 2 of wands, and the 4 of swords, and my voice was going a little bit there. In separation, the ship searching in a storm, the twin flames, the grid holders at their posts off planet. So some of your twins may be doing double duty, so they may not be just living in this plane, they may be off planet doing work as well, which may seem like they're kind of off right now, or maybe they're kind of empty at times. You're not feeling their energy at all because they could be off planet. But also by the water was coming up here, but on land as well. The Divine Masculine feeling the separation of the twin as the Knight of Wands with slow burn, the rock-breaking plant. They can infiltrate through anything, even kryptonite. A little rough at first, but with big flame, inspired to the portal of justice, and sitting on the fence where red, white, and blue come together, which is purple, by the way, and ringing the dinner bell. It's time to come home for dinner, which dinner is dining urgently, right? Because when the masculine's hungry, he's hungry. So at 7:22 is the Chariot and the Fool, as the Divine Feminine is recovering at night, with lightning across the sky, fire and brimstone, and shadows jumping from the bell tower, epiphanies and sexual exchange coming up here as well. The Divine Masculine with the Queen of Pentacles rising above the group, alone in her secret garden of plenty, or red in the garden, Snow White rising with flame, and the Queen of Pentacles a bit blue about her crystal situation. And crystal is Christ-like as well, or purging, as crystals. The bridge here is karmic release to all that is. Pink, auras and all, in destined high vibration. The Divine Feminine with Scorpio, Taurus, Pisces, Cancer, and another Scorpio on her side, along with the King of Swords. And on the masculine side is Sagittarius and perhaps Libra as well, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. Between the feminine and masculine was Aquarius and Libra in a draw. The Abundant Master Ascension. The Abundant Master of Ascension. 3 of 2 of flames, or the 3rd of the twin flames, or Florida Keys in a 5D connect here. We have 30, the numbers 1s and 7s were coming up like crazy in the the grid of the numbers here with 1111 on the masculine side and 7710 on the feminine side. And the main number here was 33 of the Christ vibration and the 7 of Wands. And the horizontal pillars came up to 10, 9, and 14, which is the Wheel of Fortune, the 9 of the Hermit, the 14 of the Temperance card. And the vertical pillars came up to triple zeros, then the 5 of the Hierophant, the 2 of the High Priestess, the 17 of the Star, the 3 of the Empress, the 2 of the High Priestess again, and then the 4 of the Emperor. So the messages came up as the Destined Hermit and their patience for a higher love and Christ consciousness, but also Libra and Virgo, and the angel standing up for themselves. And then also a helicopter was hovering over at that time when I was doing this. The Queen of Swords star and the journey to the Emperor to stand up for themselves, or the freedom of the High Priestess to dream, while the Empress and the Queen of Wands sacrifice or defend their position or are martyring themselves. Or there's also that energy of the Queen of Swords star, or healer, or healing, or dream girl perhaps, and then the Emperor and the Empress with the 2 in between them, which is that High Priestess energy, and then the 33 of that rising above and standing up for oneself to the crowd. And then the serendipitous situation is coming up again here. And the movie energy that came up last night was the Big Fish. The Big Fish. And then also I Love You Man came up too, which is, a silly comedy movie. But the titles often come up as synchronistic to the energies that are going on. So the Big Fish and I Love You Man. And that's really, like a guy's type of energy of relating to each other. And this read in front of you was cut and dealt at 646, which is the lovers, and the 46 of the children loving each other. And then at 756, F crystals came up, so that maybe some of you guys are cursing out the purging or being Christ-like, or it's the expansion and contraction, or being in the middle, reflecting being Christ-like, or allowing your purges to happen. And the 7 and 56 are the Chariot and the 2 of Swords. And then 57, which is the 3 of Swords, LS came up. And however you resonate with LS, they could be someone's initials, or whatever is coming up for you. But it's the separation energy of the Chariot. And then I finished the read at 811, which is the 8 of the dance and the 11 of alignment, but also truth and balance. And the major arcana that came up in this read was the Star, Abundance, which is the Empress, and Transition, which is the Death card, but in this deck it's very much a portal. And then after the read, the Shadow or the Devil, and Ascension, which is the World. There were 3 wands, 3 swords, 1 cup, 1 pentacle, which is the 33 and 11, the Christ vibration again, and the alignment of the 11 of justice, truth and balance. And the court cards, the only court card that was in the read was the Knight of Swords, which is the messenger of truth, but also can be the Knight in shining armor. And before the read, the Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the King of Pentacles all came up. So it could be a father and child and a mother and a child, but like from 2 different families may come up here too. Or maybe there's one father, right, one child who's just like the father and one child who's just like the mother. That could be as well. And they can all be siblings as well. The pages would just be the younger siblings. So we have the Knight of Swords as the main player here. And the numbers came up as, most significantly, were 444s, which is very angelic realm energy. It's also the 4 of structure, the 44 of the 8, and grounding, integrating, mastering, and then the 444s of getting to that angelic energy and a very high vibration of structure. And then we have the 222s as well, which again is that very feminine energy of the 2 and the divine feminine, the High Priestess, the 22 of the Fool, and then the 3 twos, like taking that vibration up a notch to the higher realms. And then the 88, and the 2 is all about the one-to-one energy. And the 88 is also coming up as the 2 twins dancing side by side, both within their own masculine and feminine. And then the 10's coming up here significant as well, which is that high vibration, just a reminder. The 48 of the walking away and within. The 2, 3, 4, shut the door. 46, we do have the 23 of the King of Wands and the 34 of the 8 of Wands as well. And the 46 of the Children, the 6 of Cups, the 68 of the Page of Pentacles, and then the 810, which is 0 backing up the 81, which for me is the end of karma around the world. The code line was all about pride, and E was separated off of pride. So we had PRID and then the E. I don't know if PRID is a word, but you can look it up if you want. But it's separating the feminine energy off from pride. The messages that came up here on the code line was all about the number 5 and 2 and 3, from 2 and 3, which is also the King of Wands. And the 5 is the Hierophant, which is also Taurus energy. And the messages came up like this. To see, so my 3 C's were coming up, but they were coming up in 2 this time. To see, and see, which is see with your eyes, see with your emotions, or the sea of ocean, and the CC of the Christ consciousness. So see in whichever way you want, this sudden event, or there's sadomasochism coming up here as well, of the mother and the egg, right? So giving oneself pain and giving another pain as well, which literally pregnancy is, right? You're giving yourself pain in pregnancy, and then you're pushing your baby out, giving them pain, which is really funny the way it's coming up here. But to see the sudden event of sadomasochism, see with your eyes, see with your heart, and see with your higher consciousness. The mother and the egg, and the aid or addy is coming up here, of the stone-breaking plant, to the nth degree, the gift and the completion of being well off here. Right? Because the squeezing of the baby helps, wake up the system. There's always a blessing in disguise from things that may hurt us. So it's also coming up as the collective consciousness to respect voices and sound, and I, and the pine tree, which can reference the pineal gland as well, since it looks like a pine cone, to aid the fool to the nth degree, or aiding the fool with that energy of to the nth degree, which is very powerful, to be present to their gifts of Cain and Abel. So there's brothers coming up here. Or insane and rich. See and see. See with your eyes, but also feel. The centipede was coming up here, but there's a reference here to that 100 again. I'm getting impedance of the 100. The 100%. The centipede laying eggs in the pine tree was coming up too, which they do. Of being multicolored to the nth degree, present with gifts, whole and capable. Right? So it's like it's also referencing the twins as that match, right? They have certain things that they're both so at that that's where you're gonna resonate with each other, because they're gonna be the same. But where you're not the same as, like one's really good at, the other one's gonna be really bad at. But that's where you complement each other. So where you don't resonate with each other, you perfectly complement each other. So you're resonating on all parts. That's what makes you a twin. So that energy of Cain and Abel came up because maybe Abel was so good that Cain had to be so bad, right? So again, it's about coming more to the center, finding more what you have in common with each other, and just being able to appreciate your differences as something that could perhaps help you, because it may be something you don't like to do, that they're really good at, or you're really bad at, or don't like to do, and they love to do. Present with gifts, you're both whole and capable. The 10 of Wands is the first card here on the bottom of the deck. So starting the underlying energy with the read, this card on top is that card, and the mini cards on top. I go 5 cards down. The Page of Pentacles is reversed underneath, and then the 2 of Swords upright, the Page of Cups reversed, the Queen of Cups upright, and the King of Pentacles reversed before that 10 of Wands upright on the bottom of the deck. And in this deck, the 10 of Wands is very much the energy of Atlas, but leaving the wounded warrior, the other 9 flames behind. So they're carrying 1 flame up the step and leaving those 9 others behind the wounded warrior. No longer being the victim, right? Taking charge of their life with 1 flame in hand. So the energy of that And plus, the Page of Pentacles reversed, who can be a child who's not grounded, right, or needs help with school, or someone who expects other people to do things for them, right? They don't manifest on their own. But the Page of Pentacles may be needing help or a missed opportunity, perhaps with someone knowing and keeping to themselves about the Page of Cups reversed or a rejection, and the Queen of Cups upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, which, by the way, those two can be the adults and their inner children as well, since they each have a counterpart. The Queen of Cups with the Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles. It's coming up as the only one who's upright here, though, is the Queen of Cups. The King of Pentacles, Page, and the Page of Cups are all reversed. So perhaps the Page of Pentacles needing help or a missed opportunity, and knowing and keeping to themselves about the Page of Cups reversed, rejected, and the Queen of Cups with the King of Pentacles reversed, and Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind to heal or forgive. The Queen of Pentacles reversed, seeing synchronicities or confused with heaven in their eyes, or perhaps too many options. And the wounded warrior, King of Cups reversed, is who's guarded with conditions of love, never letting her see who he really is because he doesn't express his feelings or verbalize how he's feeling. The Ten of Pentacles reversed is here healing, right? Because that's the dysfunctional or family with loss going on, whether it's financial or perhaps they lost a family member. But healing and forgiving the Knight of Swords for hurting the Page of Cups reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed, their feelings, or the Knight of Swords is healing and forgiving the family, the Ten of Pentacles reversed family, business, or community of dysfunction or loss, and bringing the harsh truth to those children, the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles reversed, which those can be pets as well, or messages, or a lack of messages, or rejection and missed opportunity, or rejection of the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Sovereign reversed, who can definitely be siblings, driving costs up, or the Knight of Swords pushing the Page of Cups and Page of Pentacles and the Sovereign Nine of Pentacles reversed to be bold and make an offer, or after several different kinds of rejections, boldly making a big offer. It's like a child learning how to accept rejection and not give up. So it's making a big offer now. Perhaps something costs too much, but they realize it will balance out in the end regarding their happiness or what's working for them in their life right now. The powerlessness to taking the show on the road with an offer of a new life here. The powerlessness of the charioteer or Cancer with a big offer. And recovering from exile. And perhaps somebody is shelving a new home for now, or somebody's looking at a new home right now at 934, which is the Hermit, and the 34 of the energetic exchange and arrows of love, along with their insanity. So shelving a new home and or their insanity, or the need for a new front light. The 1111 is coming up here, plus the 3 or the third energy going right over their head in separation, with also beneath that, it is safe to love. The 10 of Wands energy here is about being caught with their pants down. The fallen angel, or with the fallen angel, the man with two lovers, or one in great pain connected to him and the other with happy family telling him what to do or how to come and go. So someone obviously controlling or being bossy. At 954, the Hermit and the Page of Swords, the message. The man with two lovers, or perhaps maybe that's just two of great affection, but one with expensive fruit on the table and one with broken shells on the floor, perhaps nuts, pointing at the middle between two souls. He never promised her a rose garden, just to those who would make him the man and prop him up. I love you, man. Or the Divine Masculine suddenly with Cupid's arrow in his head about who was who, and I gotta go now. Let's get out of here. With Virgo reversed, Sag reversed, and Gemini upright. Literally, when I wrote I gotta go, in the movie they said, let's get out of here. And that was right at 10 o'clock, which is a lot of source energy backing up the Magician. So with moderation in the number 14, which is the Temperance card, And then beneath that was health, which is number 71. For me, that's the co-creation card of the Three of Pentacles. And making a run for it, off on another adventure. And this could also be like where someone wakes up all of a sudden and realizes who their twin is. And out in the cold, back and forth, with the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, at 10:11 to 10:12, dumping a load, a burden, or all their responsibilities to end the nightmare and let go, to fix something, make repairs, or amend with someone, with the King of Swords reversed perhaps. Maybe somebody's looking at laser security or dealing with breaking and entering and looking at different kinds of security systems, and fleur-de-lis curtains and gilded rails. It's like nothing but the best type of energy at 10:17 with the wheel and the star. Nothing but the best for the star. The King of Swords reversed may be coming up from the basement to make an offer to the Hermit reversed, who's coming out to the Ten of Cups family, throwing him a bone or perhaps something to help, perhaps, but in moderation, and then making a break for it. We have Praying Mantis coming up here, coming out about biting their head off, and then the injustice of dissatisfaction and being stingy, holding on to the Queen of Swords, Twin Flame, announcing, or in a wake-up call, to the Knight of Wands, who's dropping the ball or dropping the act, with the Ten of Cups and a happy ending to the Ten of Swords, ending of pain and bleeding out. In the recent past is the Two of Cups upright, in a partnership or soulmates, reaping rewards, in retirement or perhaps on break, or in 5D connection with the Knight of Wands, with the Ten of Cups family waking up, everyone up at work, to the lovers of the Knight of Cups reversed, you may be jealous, in need of strength and courage, or Leo reversed and Pisces upright here, holding on with the High Priestess, perhaps the High Priestess holding on to the King of Wands reversed and their secrets, right? That could be his secret keeper. And suddenly the King of Wands reversed, recovering, that could be a spontaneous remission as well, or letting two back in suddenly out of the blue, or the King of Wands reversed with an epiphany about two out in the cold, and yet that they are connected, which can be referring to himself, at 10:35, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Wounded Warrior. The foundation here is the Eight of Swords, which is feeling imprisoned, or actually someone in prison, or hiding. In this deck, it's very much about hiding in the woods, if not hiding in the basement. And this could be someone, too, they're either out walking in the woods trying to ground, or down below the ground in the basement. And that could be, too, that being in the basement is very grounding because you're below ground. The Page of Wands upright, getting over the loss and regret by ending the pain of dissatisfaction with self or arrogance. And the central energy being the Star, but reversed, which is that need to heal, the need to dream, the depression, and the need to allow yourself to heal. The Knight of Swords telling the Knight of Cups, who's reversed, how it is, up at dawn with the Page of Cups reversed, or in deception of a rejection or temptation that's always waving, or somebody could be swearing in court, and there could be an ultimatum here. Do you swear to tell the whole truth? So help you God. Except if this is the devil who doesn't swear by that book, they could care less, and they'll swear to anything. Doesn't mean they're going to tell the truth. There's only guilt and shame here, and challenged by the Three of Wands reversed, looking back, living in the past, and work, 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 in silence, with the King of Swords reversed, at the King of Wands reversed, who just leaves whenever they want. So it might be, they're pissed off or jealous that they get to, the person who has to work can't leave because what they do is required all the time, but this other one just comes and goes whenever they want. But this also can be the two sides of the same person, right? Where the King of Swords is pissed because they feel obligated to their work, which perhaps they love their work, but maybe it's too much. And then the King of Wands reverse side, which they both can have a temper. One's more verbal, one's more physical. But the King of Wands may be sick about stuff, or maybe he wants to go off and play, where his King of Swords side won't let him. But again, it could be two sides of himself, or two separate people. But one, if it's two people, the King of Swords is definitely pissed that the King of Wands just comes and goes or gets to do whatever they want. And then the High Priestess destined, and the Hierophant with a dysfunctional family, business, or community, and Aquarius, Cancer reversed, with Capricorn, Aries, Pisces, Libra, and Taurus all upright here. The Hermits going crazy, missing their flame, or castrated, marking their territory, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Cups reversed, perhaps a Pisces and a Libra hanging out, comparing notes. With Taurus upright, perhaps with Virgo in their chart, and Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles reversed, perhaps is too bossy or is sitting on the fence, or at the gate too long, instructing Divine Masculine with sweets and tweets and birds, but not happy living together, or unhappy at a distance. The Fallen Angel, or Sagittarius reversed and Taurus upright, Aquarius and Aries both reversed as well in a losing battle, with insecurities and lack of tools, or Gemini and Virgo reversed, manipulators needing to or trying to manifest at 1051 the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Swords. Or Sagittarius reversed, Taurus upright, depressed, with the Emperor reversed, out of control in a losing battle with the Magician reversed, which can be their insecurities or the need for tools they don't have. And that can be real tools or emotional tools or spiritual tools. But that can also be being very manipulative. And now here's the Empress upright, connected, but keeping secrets, and present to unhappy family or lack of emotional fulfillment, to things that are just not working out with the King of Swords reversed, grounding and integrating an offer with the Aquarius reversed or depressed Queen of Cups, focusing on their heart. And they could be two separate energies as well. The Aquarius reversed, or that's a depressed energy, and the Queen of Cups is upright here, focusing on her heart. So they could be two separate energies as well. And that could be two sides of the same person as well. The Empress is upright, but the Emperor is reversed, awake to an offer or a bribe to get them to stop the act or drop it, putting them in a very uncomfortable position. With Capricorn reversed and Aries reversed, not surprised, they're uncomfortable or refusing to walk away. The Sovereign no longer obsessing, and the King of Swords reversed, sharing or settling out with the Empress upright and the King of Pentacles reversed at 1057, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Three of Swords, or separation and heartbreak or disappointment. And that can be bad weather too. At 1058 is the connection in the 5D in a turn for the better, with the King of Swords reversed, powerless to being dumped on, overwhelmed, or purging and crying or sweating it out, with the Empress upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, post-war, in transition or in dark night, death, ending, or a transsexual from Transylvania, energy vampiring, and suddenly blowing their top, their crown, their cover or mind, while working to get their ducks in a row and end conflict, or perhaps weak or in their ego death, and the Hierophant depressed, or perhaps with a depressed or arrogant Emperor reversed in a losing battle, with the Magician reversed, or lack of manifestation, or lack of magic, or Gemini reversed. Soon here for the twins is the Four of Swords upright, on break or vacation, at rest, praying, meditating, traveling, or moving, or feeling Cancer, Pisces, or the Divine Feminine offers sex, growth, or creativity that frees the King of Wands reversed. And dark night or Scorpio without the tools to deal, perhaps with their sister, or suffering in silence, and the lack of sleep, or dead man walking, without the tools and stressed out until they leave. Perhaps there's people who come and go who stress them out, or him going out on break in need of sun, drained, and destined to see synchronicities and or have multiple options. With Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio upright, and Libra upright, and Gemini or Virgo reversed with Leo reversed here, the twin flames are the Knight of Swords upright here, with an under the radar message between each other, or stepping up to the plate and ready to swing. The prisoner needing help and powerless or imprisoned by kids, the Page of Pentacles reversed and Sovereign reversed, both dependent and living in the past, or pushing their buttons or dumping on them under the radar, or in trying to get their attention. The Queen of Wands is over advertising and looking the other way, and then deception, love yourself first, and then getting to know each other, as well as then release your ex. And if you don't have an ex, it's about releasing old energies, and it can even be from the same person that you're coming together with, but releasing the ex version of them. The Knight of Swords and the Page of Swords, messaging in secret or held hostage by needy people at 11:11. And if you're being held hostage by needy people, what are you doing energetically to pull those energies in, because you're probably polarized in that sense. Around the twins are how they're seen is the Four of Wands upright, home, union, and a falling out in the past, or kids not getting along, out of control, or drained with, or sick Emperor reversed, or all are sick and finally done fighting at home and perhaps now just sleeping and resting. And the block here is the transition, death, the end, the dark night, with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, or the Queen of Swords telling the Knight of Pentacles where to go and what to do, or sending them out to pasture at 11:14, which is Justice and the Temperance card of peace and balance, patience, that higher vibrational energy of compassion and off the beaten path. So we have pride, but even more so here, nature, which is that perfect balance and follow your dreams. And then at 11:15 of Justice and the Devil, sudden jealous rage, and then sweetly judging them. So this could be back and forth energy too, which we're probably all guilty of. But someone freaking out in a sudden jealous rage, and then sweetly judging them, with Scorpio upright and Aquarius upright, cheating and jealousy and kids wrangling them in, trying to keep them together, dropping the ball, the act, or done fighting but not surrendering to all that is, and then standing up to others and holding on, feeling weak or needing strength or better health, and coming together to tell the truth to Libra reversed and Sag reversed, or the injustice of losing patience or their temper, or being the fallen angel, or maybe feeling like they're always the bad guy, breaking patterns with shadow work, or Capricorn wishing on a star, an island to themselves and taking walks when feeling a failure yet complete at the same time, with Atlas and the weight of the world at 11:20, which is Justice and Judgment, which is the same type of energy, right? They're both twos of the feminine, or keeping burdens under the radar, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, keeping quiet, or keeping quiet about a missed opportunity, with the Page of Cups reversed and the Queen of Cups upright and the King of Pentacles reversed, and their burdens, or missed opportunity due to refusing to speak up, burdened, imprisoned by the Knight of Swords in union, or deliveries at home with the Two of Cups and depression, and challenged by a lack of gifts or the past, and the 5D connection, or on break and transition, with the Empress upright, perhaps a mother, but dropping the act with Capricorn, or the Devil, or their shadowing, the grounding and integrating of dreams and being alone, or not, and leaving everything behind to work on self, and getting back on the horse, leaving or learning to lead by example, with wholeness and feeling complete. At 11:25, which is Justice and the Knight of Wands, the Ten of Wands of that burden, and the Atlas with the weight of the world, of the Two of Cups in partnership or soulmates, and the King of Swords reversed, trapped and depressed, with the Empress, and challenged by the past, the Knight of Swords messaging on break, and or in 5D connection, home or in union, transitioning to break the pattern with shadow work, grounding, integrating, and mastering, and walking away under the radar, feeling whole and complete at 11:27, which is Justice and the Ace of Wands, that third energy. Okay. And I'm definitely feeling my twin more at night again lately. So some of you could be feeling the same thing at night, especially if I'm meditating. Definitely getting some intense energies coming in. And let's pull a few cards. See what comes up overall. Okay, so from the Animal Spirit deck, what are we taking away from this read? Oh, and that came right out, the hawk. So this is clearing the energies for sure. With their wings. This could be doing a flyby too, a drive-by or flyby is funny too, because a car just wing by. And talk about wings, we've got the bat here too, lost in space. And this is night and day, day and night, right? Clearing the air during the day and lost in space at night. And that can reference the masculine too, because it's the bat. Batman energy. And this is, again, pulling double duty. You know, doing a lot of physical work, clearing during the day, and then at night, off planet. There's your confirmation there. And then there's the camel who's blue. They're very independent, but stuck in the dark and feeling blue. And then we have the cobra, the kundalini rising, and the teacher. The movie just came. I just heard Cobra Kai come up somewhere yesterday or today too. But it's on Netflix. It's been coming up a lot as well. So I don't know if that resonates with somebody out there. So let's see. The hawk clearing the air. The bat lost in space. Pulling double duty. While the feminine is more feeling that depression of being alone and independent. A little bit blue. She's very independent but a little bit blue. And then the cobra, which is that teacher rising of the kundalini and sharing that energy. And then look what comes up after those cards is the swans and coming together. And that's beautiful. So remember that initially in coming together is the, you know, in the initial transformation, you know, you can feel a little bit weak. But that's okay. There, look, there's a butterfly week and there's the whale week. Maybe it's going to take a week to transition to the energies. That could be coming up as well. That's very interesting. It's a very different kind of energy than normally comes up. And the bottom of the deck, again, is that turtle who's slow, and they're saying, you know, go on without me or go around me. This is my pace. I can't go any faster. And there's the scorpion trying to jump them to move. Look at that. It's so funny. Okay? So again, we're talking about the stinger of the bee and the bee pollinating. And the bee's like ready to jump somebody. But the other one's like saying, I'm too tired, or leave me alone. Or maybe they're just not caught up yet. There's definitely was, you know, scorpion energy here, Scorpio. So again, right? So there's the scorpion ready to attack the turtle. But the turtle's not waving the scorpion away. They're waving people over here away. And the star's coming up there too. I want to show you what's below that too. Oh, look, they're all the newbies. They're all the little ones. Look at this. There's all these little ones. The newbie, the worm is definitely the newbie, protecting their beautiful energy there. And the rabbit's the one who's in fear. They're always scared. And this one needs to make a choice. It's all like the little guys. And there's the little star, like the child star. But this star in this deck is very superficial. And then it's like they're all stinging the turtle, and the turtle's like, leave me alone. Like, it's like being attacked by all the kids or the new ones. And all of that energy may feel very stinging to the turtle here. Or there's literally a scorpion who's triggering them like crazy, or all these kids are triggering them like crazy. I need a break. I think the turtle's too tired to even go back in their shell. That's why they haven't. Because normally the turtle would go back in their shell if it was like this. They're too tired to even do that. That's what I'm getting. They're stopping for a jump. Oh, the scorpion's jumping them. They know how to get their energy back up again. And that could be, you know, someone who loves to trigger them. That could be the partner. Like, this is all the kids. And this is the partner doesn't want to help, and there's the other partner who could be Scorpio-ish, you know, pushing their buttons to get them active again, to get them going, because they can't get out of this. Well, whatever it is, and we got the fox on the other end. The fox is on this end, and the turtle's on this end, and that's just the underlying energy. Okay, remember, these are the cards that came out for your read. It's about clearing by day, perhaps off planet at night, which could be exhausting. And then the independence of one waiting and feeling blue and teaching in the meantime. And this is coming up as the twin flames, all right? And that in the transition, you could be very weak at first because it takes a bit to transform into the energies. So it's just showing the two polarities of weakness, right? Feeling old and weak and new and weak. It's like the sunset and the sunrise. It's that same type of energy. right? Someone's newly weak and someone's old and weak from doing so much work. And the other one's weak from transformation. Okay? And then from the journey of love, okay, that dropped right out. Here we go. The heart of the moment, 16, which is the tower energy. So sudden epiphanies as well, sudden events that make the heart start pumping a lot there, making it really red. The communal dance. And there's the egg in the middle. Something that really gets your heart pumping, you know, like going out and joining in an activity or a group or a concert. And there's the egg in the middle, and that definitely came up in my Metatron reads today. The egg and the egg-shaped head, the heart of the moment, and that's the heart of the communal dance, is the egg, right? The child. And then two more cards want to be seen, and then the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is the Sacred Convergence. I'll show you that first. So that's the 28 of the Twin Flames, and this has been coming up the past 3 days. This is like the 9/11 memorial with a push pop coming up from below ground as a projected performance of the ETs come in and perform. And I keep getting that energy. And this is the sacred convergence of the twin flame energy here. And then we have the beating heart here and a surprise with the 16 because that's the tower energy. Some kind of shock to the heart. And there's that scorpion shocking the turtle's heart to get them to wake up. The heart of the moment, or surprise or shock, of the communal dance of coming together with the egg in the middle at the center, just like the heart. And then the green of the heart coming up, that's interesting, of the red, not red, white, and blue, but red, purple, and green. The third eye and the heart and the root. The communal dance of the two coming together, because this is the masculine and the feminine in alignment and just merging into one. The lovers. The sudden event of the 5 and the 6, the Hierophant and the lovers. And the Hierophant here is coming up as the community, right? The societal norms. I'm also getting, while the community is distracted, it's like the twins are aligning together here. Very interesting. So when there's sudden events that keeps the community busy, it's like the energy all of a sudden clears for the twins to come together. And then the rings of time come up here too, which is that 44 of the old timer. And this picture very much looks like Thoth energy. But it can look like a masculine or a feminine, but it looks like someone in a wheelchair. The rings of time, like the old rings in a tree, or perhaps your parents who aren't doing well, but the 44 of boredom and apathy, or the grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, right? When your parents perhaps were above certain people or wouldn't have given certain people the time, which I know I experienced that, they ended up having to be cared for by those people so they could truly appreciate what it is to be loved, to allow love in their life that way. When they never would have, even when my mother had Alzheimer's, she would freak out if I tried to hug her. She was never a big hug. She could be very sweet, but, it was that thing where she didn't want anyone controlling her. And hugging could be a form of control to some people. That kind of energy is coming up for some reason. But, the rings of time. Some kind of sudden happening or epiphany, some kind of sudden event or shock to the heart regarding the community, then all coming around, right, to support somebody, so that the alignment of the twins can happen. So this alignment can either be what they're circling around, or this is a distraction so that this energy can come into alignment. And this is like the old whale who's exhausted, right? The story that has to end. The grounding, integrating, mastering, and learning to receive love in the rings of time, which can reference marriage as well. The old timers. Perhaps the oldies but goodies. What's that from? What movie is that from? So it could be maybe you're listening to the oldies, or maybe just spending time with some older people who need company. Yeah, it's like the twins are aligning with the community, and they're aligning with the old age community too. They may be trying to bridge the twins. Part of their purpose may be to try to bridge these things too, right? Bring the old people who aren't doing anything in facilities into the community because they have purpose, as well as the egg, because they have the young and the old here. They have the egg in the middle of the picture, which references the young, and then the old, and that was also referenced to by the old and the new of the butterfly and the whale, the young and the old. The young and the restless. Okay. All right, so the first card out was the hawk, which obviously is air. And the hawk is watchful, all-seeing messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. It's said the hawk carries news upon its wings, and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. When in balance, sees clearly and intuitive, but when they're out of balance, they see too much and they may become suspicious. To bring back into balance, perspective shift. So there's your hawk. And then from Journey of Love, we have 16 with the heart of the moment. You're entering a time of your life when past and future are colliding. In this present moment, you have a powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one. But even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart of this moment and decide how you shall choose to be. Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now? Will you choose in this moment to trust yourself, even if that trust says you have to wait a while longer before you can make a more long-term decision? This is a time when you can alter your future, stepping into relationship with another, and with the divine, with yourself in a new way. Even the smallest choice for love is a step in the best direction. You have the heart of the divine within you. It's not too hard for you to choose love. Let go of the people who want you to choose jealousy or fear or doubt. Their games are not nearly as fun. Choose love, and who knows, maybe they'll join your party instead. This oracle brings you a message. You're in a transition zone in your life and relationships. It's one moment that will manifest as many opportunities, where one choice will open up many pathways to fulfillment for you. We always have the chance to create our future with our present choices, but at this time, you're in an especially fertile karmic period, having just come out of a cycle of learning and about to enter into a new cycle. This is the time to be willing to take a chance or a risk to be happy within yourself, no matter what is going on around you. Your life is about to take a karmic turn, and you can feel peace in that knowing. Love provides the opportunity to express the core essence of our very nature. It touches us at a level of feeling beyond the human norm and renders our beings incapable of feeling with greater depth or wonder. Love is the fabric of life, is the substance that holds it all together, and the magic that opens the unknown. It is the quality that speaks to our soul, that opens our heart, that excites our spirit and allows us in its presence to become something greater than ourselves, something more than we are alone. So there is your message. All right, so take a deep breath, your water, your rest, your joy, and your nature, and just breathe. Rise and be loved, guys, and see you soon.